Hi, Julie Jules Cruise Companion, Retire at 60, or Exploring Jordan with Jules, depending whichever of the YouTube channels you've landed on today. Hello and welcome. Today I wanted to put on film, on video, another group of thoughts about some of the different comments and responses that I have received over the last, potentially it's leading from the 2 years, from October 7, 2023 until today, the 27th of June 2025. I have, over that period of time, lost a lot of followers from my Jules Cruise Companion YouTube channel and Facebook pages, etc. People that I have met over the decades cruising, who I'm okay if I stick to cruising, but the minute that I get out of my lane and start talking about humanitarian stuff or political stuff, that is unacceptable to them. One of them just happened to be a Colombian immigrant to a northern hemisphere country that believed that me advocating on behalf of the disenfranchised and the oppressed was not something I should do, and I should stick to being a fun cruise-loving person. Well, that was just unacceptable to me and my belief on where I stand. Even when I am cruising, I am always conscious of the fact that the people that are working on cruise ships are people coming from disadvantaged or developing nations, and that they are being used, being paid a low wage to work on a cruise ship that has a lot of restrictions, that doesn't allow them vast amount of freedom, but they are gaining an income that they can then send back to their families in these developing nations. But that, to me, has always edged on my mind, and I've written about this in my book, that it's being we cruisers are, to an element degree, taking advantage of people who are in desperate situations that need a better life, and that by serving us on cruise ships, they are having a better life as we cruise. But anyway, I'm always very conscious about that. Getting back to the reason for this particular video today, a person I met in approximately 2017, potentially a little bit earlier than that, 2010, something like that. I met a group of people on a Panama Canal cruise, and through that experience, I have had lots of exchanges with these people, both face-to-face and on social media and Messenger, etc. So when I started posting about political stuff, it probably went back to the COVID stage, where I'm a pro-vaxxer and some of these people were anti-vaxxers for whatever their reasons were. But then when Trump came along, and I'm like anti-rapist and I'm anti-corruption and I'm anti-theft, and there's been nothing within Trump in his entire life, even through the 1980s when I saw him onto the lifestyles of the rich and famous and all of that type of thing. I've always thought to myself, there is a disgusting human being. And so when he became prominent within the political sphere, having his feelings hurt after Barack Obama made a joke about him, and that was probably the catalyst of Trump wanting to become the leader of America. What the hell they bloody call that president. Anyway, anti-Trump shit that I had been posting clearly on top of my anti-vax shit, my pro-vax shit against the anti-vaxxers, and my anti-Trump stuff was just a bridge too far. And this person had pointed out to me over those years where I was wrong. And then when it came to October 7, 2023, and I am escalating some of my political thoughts and beliefs, this just sparks this person up the wrong way even more. So I cannot see anywhere within their profile that they're anti-genocide, so they may be pro-Zionist even though they haven't actually stated that to me. But I will put up here on the screen and I will read to you the last comment that that person has sent to me, and I will then go back to a comment that I'd sent them previously a couple of weeks earlier. So in the last few days, this person has messaged me and said, I respected your cruising and travel posts much more than your political and terrorist posts. Seems that being in Jordan has corrupted you. So sad. You were a fun person when we all met. Boo-hoo. I was a fun person then and I'm a fun person now. I was anti-genocide then and I'm anti-genocide now. You're most welcome to have any opinion that you like, and you don't have to say it. You don't have to respond to me. You don't have to talk to me in any way, shape or form. And I will actually read to you what I sent them good weeks earlier, probably a month or so earlier, when they started making public comments on my posts about my terrorism beliefs. So I said to them, you have two choices: wake the fuck up or to unfriend me. I've never lied to you. Why would I start now? America has low education, low health care, highest incarceration rate, is rapist, homophobic, anti-trans and anti-women's rights. Why are you so happy to be blind to the rubbish propaganda that you are fed? The rest of the world is laughing at America, and at the same time as we are shocked at its decline under both Trump terms. Biden might have been a demented old man from the mid-50s, from the 1950s, but he wasn't a rapist, sexist, misogynistic, narcissist, and bent on becoming king. So it's not as if my beliefs have ever changed. When we interact with people, we only show what we want at that time, and it's up to the other people to dig deeper and to find out who we are as people. And as time goes by, if the friendship or relationship lasts longer, you will be able to find out more about what the genuine person stands for and not just what they project or portray to us at that one moment, just telling us what we want to hear. So at no time in my life have I ever been pro-rapist, pro-segregationist. I have always been an active unionist, an active for women's rights. I have always been on the front line of any protest. Ask anybody for my entire life. I will always be spruiking some element of collectivism or social justice or cooperation and sharing. I have never in my life ever stood for, banks are the greatest things and they should always have a profit and disadvantage people. Electricity companies should always price gouge the disadvantaged. Food banks should never exist because people should be able to forage for their own food. I have no idea what conservative values and thoughts are because they have never entered into my head. I don't quite understand the concept of progressive because all we are, it's a term that's used now, but all I am is a person who has grown up with an expectation everybody is created equal, that everybody has the right to an education, healthcare, access to housing, access to being safe, and elements of free speech, that they don't impinge on the rights of others. I wouldn't quite go so far as that I'm like a libertarian or what's that other one that, doesn't believe in all rights in government, and they want to be their own king of their own little... There is a phrase in Australia that the people that won't register their cars and won't talk to the police because they don't believe in the government structure of police. Somebody put it in the comments below what that is. It's going to haunt me now in my demented brain that I won't be able to find it. I've never been, I have always been to the left of centre. I've never been to any of the extremes within the communist framework. I've never, ever been anywhere close to conservative. I've always been left of centre. That gives me the flexibility to be able to move on ideas and concepts that advantage the population, that the benefits all people. Sticking around in my brain, I still can't find what the word is. So, take me or leave me. I prefer you to leave me if you don't believe that everybody has a right to exist and be safe, and that big powers such as America and Israel don't have a right to bomb children, to burn children, to shred children. I do not believe in America's right to take the autonomy, bodily autonomy off women. I do not believe that black people should be taken off the register because their name's similar to somebody else who's died, and so all of a sudden they can't vote. So, you know, if you're in a world or a country that has such strange beliefs that do not register or mimic or enhance humanity, I think that is a problem. I'm yet to find a country perfect in the world. And the fact that this person said that Jordan has corrupted me, it's been 8 years since I've been coming to Jordan. It's not as if any of these beliefs started 8 years ago. It's not as if my beliefs started in 2023 after the October 7 attack. I haven't been corrupted. I still have the same moral core beliefs that everybody has a right and equal access to education, food, safety, shelter, housing. It's very, very sad if you thought that I had any other belief structure whatsoever. And then the other portion from that is the Overton window, the general belief structure of the world moves with the amount of input that the rest of society puts on it. And absolutely, I admit my Overton window about what is acceptable, or, you know, I would never have barracked, championed, excelled the virtues of anybody who committed a crime. But if you're looking at somebody like Luigi Mangione, for example, he allegedly killed a person who was directly influential on killing millions of people. So one wrong doesn't make a right, but for fuck's sake, the guy that he killed had killed millions of people through his decision making. And so because we've witnessed millions of people being killed through COVID and medical insurance stuff, your Overton window changes. Killing whatever his name is, that I don't even remember because he was just such an evil person, that was acceptable to me because the Overton window had changed, because the amount of information I had received in relation to people being bankrupt or people dying without medical care because of insurance companies, it moved my thinking. And that is exactly the same as what happened with 2 years of genocide on our phones that is being telecast, broadcast, that is unfiltered because the mainstream media cannot stop us from seeing what the truth is. So the Overton window of what I deemed as acceptable, now when I see an Israeli IOF person being killed, a dual citizen, an 18-year-old who has been brainwashed since birth, I have no sympathy and empathy. And then when I see Iran bombing Israel and Tel Aviv, and they're, oh, boo-hoo, boo-hoo. 2 years, you have been doing that to every Palestinian building. 95% of all Palestinian buildings are wiped off the planet. Every hospital has gone. But all of a sudden, one hospital gets vicariously damaged because they hit the infrastructure next to it, and suddenly, oh, Iran are nasty, mad people, perpetrating war crimes. For fuck's sake, Israel is fucking insane. America's fucking insane. Anybody who believes any of the propaganda shit that comes out of those countries are insane. You're weak-minded and easily manipulated by the propaganda and narratives of absolute trash. No great wizard in the sky was a real estate agent that gave land to generations 2,000, 3,000 years later. Bull fucking fuck. So I haven't changed. Jordan hasn't corrupted me. Jordan's opened my eyes because I live around Palestinians and refugees, and I meet Egyptians and Syrians and Lebanese all the time. The only people that are corrupt are the people that are locked in their own little minds, in their own little worlds, thinking that the West is right and pure and nothing can go wrong. I don't support an orange rapist. I don't support genocide. I do not support freedom of speech to the point where it then harms the rights of others. And that freedom of speech is taking away the bodily autonomy of women and the free speech of lynching black men who are jogging. I do not believe that your free speech, my free speech, allows people to be taken off the street and put into gulags in Latin America or deported to Djibouti or Somalia or some other place. I think if you think that Jordan has corrupted me, I think you got to look inside yourself to see why the fuck you're such a narrow-minded drone. I know it's a rant. It's a very long rant. Like and subscribe if you like what I have to say. If not, fuck off. I don't give a fuck. I breathe in and out. I breathe in and out. You don't have any input to what I do or say. I am what I am. You don't like it, fine. You like it, fine. What I do in my life has nothing to do with you and your choices. Get on with your life if you don't want me in your life. Flick me away, swipe me away, but you cannot tell me what I can and cannot say. Stay safe, everybody, and happy travels.